Hi everyone. So as you can see, Bitcoin has managed to get back above the $80,000 level after the market crash, I guess end of last week and the Black Monday. So now the market is starting to show some signs of stability. You see that in the overnight futures at the moment. You've got the NASDAQ and the SPY. Sorry, this is the NASDAQ and then the SPY. They've set that's a Jedi candle. It means in direction, but the market's still favoring an upside direction. So off its lows, you can see that it's come up now 8%, meaning that there's a bit of stability. The decoupling theory on Bitcoin, if we overlay the NASDAQ and the SPY, and I turn on the logarithmic chart, let's just have a look at this. Why isn't that coming up? Bear with me. Okay, so this is the decoupling theory overlaid with the SPY and the NASDAQ. Logarithmic. Sorry, this is the percentage index. Okay, so if we turn on line style and you look at Bitcoin, which is represented in this blue line, the QQQ, which is represented in the pink, and then the S&P 500, which is represented in the purple, and we flip this to, let's have a look at it on the 1 hour. You can see that there may have been a bit of a decoupling sort of like period from the 2nd of April, where on Sunday, it started to actually crash out. So right there, as where the SPY came down, as that came down, there's a correlation between the markets and Bitcoin, and then right here you can see it, boom, that blue line coming up. I'll just get the paintbrush tool. That's a trend line there. The price action throughout this area decided to decouple from the traditional markets, but then it decided to come back in with the NASDAQ and the SPY, around 9 o'clock on, I guess, the Sunday of the 6th of April. And then as the SPY and the NASDAQ have bounced, you've seen Bitcoin set a bottom, which may be the bottom, and come back up. So if we just assess Bitcoin and have a bit of a think about what's going to be happening over the next, let's say, 2 months, maybe till July, I would say, from this move, you could even bring it back to here. You got very close to the 618 Fibonacci, but you got to sort of take it from its recent. So that the market came up, made its high low, and then top to bottom, which was that top there. It's really from this move. And if we just get rid of the highs and lows on the 4 hour and actually set it to line style, this is quite a good representation of the Fibonacci retracement. So Bitcoin, it hit the 618. So I would say currently there's a strong possibility that Bitcoin has bottomed. You had a lot of professional traders who were looking at buying underneath the $75,000 price level, which is right here. So if you were to scoop up this buy, and it was very short, a lot of people missed it. We're talking about, you had the opportunity to buy that for less than an hour, really, before it shot straight back up. And it only whipped into that zone off that 618, which was 74,000 and 75,000. a lot of people were saying, hey, you know, there's a big support around the 71,000 to 72,000 level area. But I would say because you've now hit your 618 Fibonacci retracement level, there's a strong possibility for Bitcoin to now have made its local bottom, and especially if they do the federal emergency cut. Let's just have a look at X. Now if we just have a look at the Federal Reserve, what's trending on X, see if we can find some information about a potential emergency cut or emergency meeting. There is some information out there. So if we just look at the Federal Reserve, if they put any official news out, they had a conference. No official news. Emergency meeting. Federal Reserve emergency meeting. Breaking. The Fed have announced an emergency board meeting on 7th of April. So, look, there's a chance. There's a chance that, you know, the Fed is going to step in here, and Bitcoin's going to go to the moon. Let's put Andrew Tate there. So, yeah, just going back and looking at Bitcoin, especially on the one day chart candle, you've got this really interesting, let me just get rid of these. You've got this really interesting, this is the, let me get rid of the fib. This is a downward trend line of where Bitcoin has been trending lower. Just get the brush tool. If price comes up and gets through this and then bounces off this like this, then, you know, I'd say the change of momentum and directions in. This is a sort of like a bullish sort of Jedi candle per se on the one day, but because of the depth of the wick, which was from 78 all the way down to around 74.2, you know, this is like a 5% wick. I would say that this could be a local bottom for quite some time. I think price could go break out here. So this is going to be end of April. What you don't want to see is price come down. Get the brush tool. Price come down. Say if it closes out today here and then sets a small candle, it probably won't. It's probably going to come right up, bounce into this, come down, set a close there, and then the next day come down, come up, come down, set a close here, and then come down, shoot up, get rejected, come down, get rejected, come down, get rejected, come down, and then eventually, geez, what happened there to my mouse? Eventually lose that local bottom. Important level to watch will be, there's two closes here, will be this close, and then right under it the Monday close, which everyone was freaking out, which would be $78,300, and the other candle is $78,380. So as long as Bitcoin does not close below these two levels here, I would say it builds the likelihood that the Bitcoin bottom is in. So if you're going to be making some plays, I would say two major investments to be making would be Coinbase, because Coinbase has been absolutely slaughtered with almost a 60% decline from the highs and currently is at a 55% decline from the highs. You've got this excellent trend line going back from the 23rd of December, and let's just do a Fibonacci retracement. Again, it's very close to the 618 right there. So I would say, yeah, there's a strong case now that Coinbase, which they make a lot of fees from transacting in Bitcoin, you know, OTC desks who are trading in Bitcoin, and then also retail that are buying Bitcoin, they clip the ticker on all the fees. I think they hold over 5% of the Bitcoin supply. So Coinbase is very interesting potential bottom here to invest into Coinbase. I'm definitely considering adding to a building upon a position on Coinbase. And then the other one, obviously MicroStrategy. I'm not going to talk about MicroStrategy in this video, but the other one would be IBIT. This is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. You can see here, moved up, set its lower high. So from this move to the high, again, very close to the 618. You could almost say it just came and kissed it, and now it could be setting its bottom. So let's just get rid of this Fibonacci retracement and then have a look at the general trend. Maybe through here you've got a potential. Yeah, lost that. I wouldn't say there's no real clear trend yet because it's quite a new ETF. But if we maybe have a look, because there's a few wicks there, if we maybe have a look at a line style, see if we can. Okay, you've got one touch, maybe two touches. So yeah, I mean, it could be close to a bottom. You know, maybe look at that. See how the top rejection, support. Potentially, it flips to support. You know, if you really want to take that parallel and try and build a, you know, like sort of like a trend. Yeah, that doesn't really match. But maybe it's even higher. So it has come back into that, but maybe the support, rejection, failed breakout, support. So yeah, it's interesting to have a look at IBIT of sort of where it's at right now. Again, more important with that fib retracement level sitting right under the 0.5. It's very interesting to see that bottom trend line support as well, meeting quite nicely at the 0.618. So, you know, downside for Bitcoin from here, potentially only another 5%. And if you look at those wicks, I think it might have already happened because we're on the line style chart. So yeah, you can see with the brush tool how the candle actually came into that potential low 5%, and even if it builds a bit of a bear flag, you could have a bit of Wyckoff consolidation through this area before, if the Fed cut. Now you could get a massive response with Bitcoin. I think, yeah, your three main assets be in right now are bonds, so treasury funds, gold, obviously, and then Bitcoin being the #1 hedge against gold and you know, treasury funds, bonds, T-bills, whatever you want to call it. Those are your three main players, I think, in this market for 2025. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will bring you more content in the next video.